Alright, how's it going? This is Luis. This is another quick video for the BIM Gym. The BIM Gym is our series of courses that are designed to help you feel more confident and competent using BIM, building information modeling software such as Revit, Synchro, and more. If you are interested in learning, we're going to have a playlist on this channel. Please like and subscribe. There's going to be more videos coming soon. Lots of content, things that can help you. And we also have courses, certification programs that you can take that are designed to help you really excel at learning BIM as well as some of the related software in a way that is not going to take you 16 hours, 20 hours courses. I guess I can't stand it. So let's go ahead and jump into this next tutorial. This tutorial is going to be about how to properly place and align walls. So yeah, walls are those components that you're going to use consistently throughout your BIM career. Probably the most consistent and the most used element in Revit, quite honestly. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you all. We're going to get it popping. All right. So as we all know, or maybe you don't know, this is Revit. I have opened up a template, but really you can start from scratch if you really needed to. And we're in a plan view right now. Remember, plan views, we're looking down like we're looking at a set of plans, right? So we're looking into the building as if we were from a bird's eye view perspective, but we can see in the building, right? It's more like a Superman X-ray vision kind of vibe. Anyway, so let's say that we want to place walls, right? So the first thing we're going to do is, this is the architecture ribbon. This is what it's called. There's all these different buttons. Most of these you don't need to learn right away, to be honest with you. But this one right here, you're going to need to learn this. So this is the wall button. You press it and you click it one time and it gives you the ability to create walls. And this information, this is called the instance property panel. And it gives you information about a specific element, right? So in this situation, it would be the wall that you're going to place. This is a basic wall, generic. So that means that there's no real material information about the wall. We just know that it's 8 inches wide and it's a wall. And as we scroll down, they can give us more information. So the default 20 feet high, that's fine for right now. What we're going to do is I want you to place a wall, and we're going to make this wall 30 feet long. So you can extend it to 30 feet manually, right? Once you click it once, and then you can just kind of move your mouse and extend it manually, right? Or you could just type in 30 in the foot sign and press enter, right? Okay, so we did that. We have a wall here. Now let's say that I wanted to draw another wall, right? I wanted to draw a wall because I'm making an apartment, right? I need the next wall to be 15 feet, or maybe 30 feet. Maybe it's a bigger apartment, right? So I go over here. I can extend this out 30 feet, right? Or I can type in 30, which is usually the faster option. Press enter. It extends out, and now I have another option, right? I can connect another wall. You see this box right here? This is me connecting another wall. It's letting me know that if I click here, it's going to connect to this wall. All right, so that means that these walls are already going to be fused together automatically, right? Or I could try something else. Let's say first option we have, of course, click on the wall, right? We go here, press one time, and then we can extend this out, right? And as we move it up, you see that these blue lines are guidelines. And so it's saying that if I move this here, this line, these walls are going to be in alignment in terms of the length. It's going to be exactly 30 feet. It's going to line up exactly with this wall that we already placed, right? Or I could do something different. There's a couple options. So if I click on this wall, we see now that we have these modified commands here. You're going to be using this a lot, right? All right, so we have this wall selected. I'm going to go ahead and do the copy command. So this is the copy command. So I click whatever I want to copy. I click the copy command, and then I'm going to click it again, and then I'm going to choose the direction I want it to move. So if I click on this wall, now I know that it's saying however far I push this out, I'm going to copy a new version of this exact same wall. So let's say I want this wall to be 15 feet away from the previous wall. I'm going to just type in 15 feet, press enter. And now I have another wall that is already joined with this lower wall. Keep this in mind. This wall is already fused together, for lack of a better term. But we know that this is 15 away from center line to center line, right? If I'm not mistaken. If I can double check real quick. Go to, it should let me know. All right, it should be, yeah, from line to line is 15 feet, okay? Now, if I go back here, what I can do then is I can press the copy, and not only I can also copy from a specific point on the wall. So let's say I want to copy from this corner where my selection box is, and I'm going to go ahead and select this corner right here, right? And when I click it, you see it lines up perfectly, right? These are ways to align the wall, right? And this is what we want to keep in mind. There are multiple ways a lot of times to use things in Revit and to make things happen in Revit, right? So you see I got these walls over here. Let's say I want this wall, but I want this wall to also line up on the other side, right? So I want to enclose the space. Now obviously, I of course can click the wall. I can use my selection box from here and go all the way across. We could do that, or we could do something else. This is an interesting way, right? So you see this thing right here? This is called a mirror. Then we have two versions of the mirror. We have the pick axis mirror and the draw axis mirror. So what does this mean? The pick axis mirror says, let's say that I have a line, model line, okay? Let's say that I had a line, and see that triangle is what's called the center line. Anytime you see that, it means that this is in the center of whatever the object is, right? So let's say I have a line, and I want this wall to reflect over the line like a mirror, right? So just the same way in this one, what I can do then is I can go ahead and I can click on the mirror pick axis. I click this, I can select the axis. You see that this is being highlighted blue. And once I click it, it's saying, okay, this is the line that I'm going to reflect this wall over, right? So I click it, and now, bam, look at this. The wall is then formed exactly on the other side, right? So we're using this axis as a way to reflect from one place to another one. And there's going to be times when you're dealing with a building where you really want to be able to reflect it, make sure the distance is even, and reflect it from a specific point. Because maybe you don't know what the measurement of that point is, but you know that this wall is here, this axis is here, this object is here, right? Now the other option, let's say that I didn't do that, let's delete that. The other option would be, okay, I'll go to wall, right? I'll go to modify, I'll go ahead and click this wall, and then I'm going to do the draw axis. So let's say this line wasn't here, for example, right? I'd go here, I click the draw axis, I can go and pick a place anywhere, right? Obviously the triangles let me know this is the midpoint, and it even says midpoint of the wall, and I can draw out this axis this way, and then the line will reflect over that too. So if there's not an actual established line or axis, I can draw one myself, I can make one, right? Both of these are really important. Another one that's really going to be important is, let's say I have let's say I'm gonna do another example. I'm gonna draw a wall over here real quick, right? And let's say I want this wall to line up with this wall. Now I can, of course, manually move it down, and it will give me the blue guideline, let me know this is in alignment. Or what I can do, say I wanted to click this one, I can go to this one. This is called the align tool. And so I'm going to click on where I want it to go. Then I'm going to click on what I want to move, and bam. And you see how this wall, I click the face of the wall where I wanted it to go, the face of the wall first. Then I click the face of the wall I wanted to move, and now it automatically aligned, right? Very useful tool. This is one of those tools you're going to use a lot as well. And there's other tools in your arsenal in terms of moving walls and aligning things. But quite honestly, these three right here, the mirror tools, the copy tool, the alignment tool, all of these are very important. And another one we can do, if we're trying to move something, it's called the offset tool, right? So remember, offset means that it's just to offset something is to move it from one space to another one. It's a distance thing, right? So for example, if I have this wall and I want to offset this wall 10 feet, right? I will go to the offset tool, click it, and then it's going to give me the option to choose the distance that I want to offset this. So I'm going to click here and put 3 feet, press enter, right? And now when I go back to this area, it's letting me decide, well, in which direction do I want to offset this wall, right? Because it's making a copy. It's basically making a copy, but I get to choose the distance. So I either can offset it outside of the building 3 feet or inside of the building 3 feet. And as I move my mouse, it's letting me decide. That blue guideline is letting me know where this thing is actually going to land at the end of it. So let's say I wanted to offset this outside the wall, outside the building 3 feet. So I click, and now the wall has been copied 3 feet. It is offset 3 feet from its original location, right? So it's sort of like a copy command, but I get to decide from a specific point, right? And then of course, if I wanted to, I always could, move this up and attach the walls over here and, play around with things, right? Also remember, these walls can be adjusted, right? So I literally can adjust this into a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, whatever I need to do. I can add walls in between. Like if I click on a wall, I always can make another another room over here, right? Let's say this is some sort of room, you know, a study or something like that, right? Maybe I want to cut this in half and make this as a part of this is a bathroom, and then part of this is a closet space. You know, you have the ability to draw these walls in, and the great thing about Revit is it automatically attaches them. It automatically gives you information about them. It gives you the ability to adjust them. And also remember, the key with BIM, in comparison to using a program like CAD or something else where you're dealing with just lines and 2D and drawing stick figures and all that stuff, is that once I make the adjustment in BIM, it's reflected in any other viewer sheet that I have. You understand? So in CAD, if I drew a wall, right? I'll show you an example. If I drew a wall in CAD and this was the plan view, and I just drew it like, you know, the normal CAD way, something like this is only going to show on the plan view, right? Or some other view that's linked to the plan view. All the other views, I then have to go back and manually show what I meant. And that takes hours, especially when you're dealing with a real set. If you guys have ever seen construction documents, like a real set of construction documents, and the bigger the facility, the more complicated it's going to get. You're talking about hundreds of pages. You know what I'm saying? Hundreds of pages of construction documents, maybe more than that, thousands of pages, right? You can get construction documents over 1,000 pages. That's why you have the index, and it's this long list of where is everything, right? But that means that if you're the designer or you're working on the construction documents, you have to go back and make that adjustment in every single sheet. And if you miss one, the whole set is off. Do you understand? That doesn't happen in BIM. When you're dealing with Revit and dealing with building information modeling, whatever you put in whatever you adjust on one set, unless you specify otherwise, it's going to adjust in every other view that's connected to it, right? So it's a beautiful thing, right? And so in the same token, if I move this wall up, you know, over here, so it's in between, when I go into my 3D view, click over here for 3D view. I guess we're already in 3D view, right? Okay, but yeah, in the 3D view, I would be able to see that adjustment in the 3D view. And if I decided to go into my architectural, my 2D view, right? Going to my architectural, look, this adjustment is also seen here as well, right? Because it's showing me, I think it just returned sideways. My bad, I know it's probably throwing you off. But it's also showing that same adjustment is going to happen in both areas at the same time. This is a key. This is one of the keys with Revit, right? Being able to make these adjustments and it be reflected in all the sheet sets, all the views at the same time, saves time. And if it saves time, it also can save money, right? There's nothing worse than having to go back and make corrections to every sheet, and then something's missing, and then you got to go back again and make corrections to every sheet, right? We don't got time for that, right? So that's all we're going to do today in terms of aligning walls. It's very simple. It's not hard, not complicated. This video should not be long, but this is stuff that you're really going to use. I would recommend those tools in that toolbar. Also, if you are interested in growing more confident and competent in your Revit skills, and your understanding of BIM, and your fundamentals of Revit, I have a course for you. I have a course for you that is on Udemy. It's not expensive. It's about, I think, 4 to 6 hours long. It's really not, in comparison to other courses on Revit. You're talking 16-hour courses, 20-hour courses, 10-hour courses. It's way faster, but you're going to be able to retain information. It's easy to follow, and you're going to feel more confident and confident by the end of it. And we've already gotten reviews back, and the reviews were good. So apparently we're doing something right? So if you're interested, I'll leave the link below. Also, like I said before, like and subscribe to the video. More videos coming soon, more content coming soon. And yeah, this is Luis signing off for the BIM Gym, RBHR Designers. See you all in the next video. Peace.